Hello everyone and welcome back to Factorio modded mini mega base Railworld nonsense. I'm Liz. Last time what did we do last time? I don't even remember it was yesterday. Like it was literally yesterday for me and I don't remember exactly what we did. I know we were cleaning up some various things. I'm running an experiment here using nuclear locomotives. These are nuclear locos with a 161 setup. It's a little slow with 161. I'm thinking a 262 would be great with these nuclear locos, and a 262 would actually be the same size as our current 24. No, sorry, a 161 is the same size as our current 242s. A 262 would be too larger, and that would actually fit in my current stations, so that's good. I did a whole bunch of stuff last time. I showed you around. I showed you what we had updated. I showed you the walls and all of that kind of stuff. I haven't really run any new train track this time, except for one little outpost up here that I'll show you very shortly, because I'm heading up there right now. And this little test thing over here, so nothing new as far as train tracks go. Oh, yes, okay. A couple things I have done. I have upgraded all of the smelting array to blue belt except for the output on the steel, because the steel output doesn't need to be faster than yellow even with blue belt input. It just doesn't need it. So as you can see here, let's ignore the power lines. All of the belts on here are blue belts, as you can see, except for the one yellow belt for the steel output going into the steel dude, and of course the bricks. So the smelter is currently working at its maximum possible throughput. Also, because we had serious issues with copper throughput, and we had 4 red belts of iron feeding into red belt already, what I did was I upgraded the iron to blue belt. So we upgraded... let me pull out the calculator here for a second. If we were to say that we had 4 belts working at 27 items per second previously, that's 108 iron per second we could have done. Now we have 3 belts of iron working at 40, which is 120. So we upgraded iron by putting blue belts here. So blue belts, with these, there is actually a higher input throughput of iron than we had with 4 red belts using just these 3 blue belts. But we did cut 1 of these belts. So instead of having 4 belts of iron, we now only have 3 coming in. And I diverted this other iron belt up into copper. And now we have 3 blue belts of copper going in. So we have even production on copper and iron, neither of which are enough to fully... Like, we can't fully pull out of either of them. If we ran 100% output on all of these lines, which are pretty much balanced to our maximum requirements here, if we ran 100% output on those, we still wouldn't have enough. We would choke on resources, but, you know, whatever. And it looks like we're actually out of iron. Yeah, we're out of iron completely, and that's because we've been pulsing production on iron. The reason we've been pulsing production on iron is because we just can't keep up here. And this is interesting. I have 4 blue belt loaders outputting from these trains, right? And it's inputting 4 blue belt lines, and the 4 blue belt outputs are not fully saturated. And what's even more interesting is, take a look at this. We have 4 copper lines outputting blue belts of copper. So we have 4 blue belts of copper going into this warehouse. We have 3 saturated blue belts coming out. And take a look, I can't click on it, but take a look in the right-hand side there, the count, 3, 2, 3. It's not increasing. So I have 4 blue belts, and if you take a look at these are not fully this is fully saturated. These are not. This takes a turn here, and after its turn, it's still fully saturated. These are not. When they unload out of train cars, these loaders are not able to fully saturate for some reason, and I don't know why. They're able to fully saturate coming out of the warehouse, but they do not fully saturate unloading from train cars, which is intriguing. All the more reason that we need to upgrade our train stations or unload stations very soon. So, we have a couple of projects on the go. Right, we did oil! We got oil processed, and oil is holding out strong. We got the plastic increased production on that, and oil is holding out great. So what are our projects right now? I need to get the modules that I need in order to build the electric smelting array, which is going to take a little bit of time, so I have to wait on that. I can't start that right away, but what I can do is start working on our train station and upgrading our train station, getting a better unload profile, getting to a logistics style train station. We can unload quickly. We can get these materials into logistics storage areas and then we're going to continue unloading them onto belts for the time being, but let's get bots involved in this, basically. Let's get a couple thousand bots involved with this entire process, is what I want to get to. So, to that end, we're going to need a crap ton of power in order to accomplish that, right? If we take a look at our current power situation, we are... when we introduce bots, you really hammer the power hard. Let's just put it that way. You hammer power harder when you introduce bots. And we need to be prepared for that situation. So the power solution is obviously going to be solar. That's the stuff that we've started building out. I've decided the first set of solar arrays, I'm going to begin putting them here on either side of this train track and work our way up. And in order to facilitate that, we're actually heading up to this train track right now. Oh, we're apparently picking up... Oh, I should show you this too. Heh heh, my power armor. Right. So we had enough modules, and I told you as soon as we had enough modules, I was going to be building our power armor. We got ourselves Power Armor Mark III, and this is our current setup. So we have 4 fusion reactors. We have 2 Exoskeleton Mark IIs. Exoskeleton Mark II has 100% speed increase as opposed to the 30% increase of a normal exoskeleton. So this is 200% speed. That would be, what, like 7-ish? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. A little bit better even. Regular exoskeletons. Here in this 2 exoskeleton form, which is fantastic. Also, Exoskeleton Mark IIs, the first one that you place gives you an extra hotbar. So we have an extra hotbar. So we have 3 hotbars now. So I have them all filtered out and populated with the stuff that I want them to have. They give you extra inventory slots, and the power armor gives you extra inventory slots as well. And so does the first exoskeleton you put on. And the first exoskeleton you put on also gives you more trash slots and logistics slots. So we're in pretty good shape thanks to our Mark III power armor with its reactors and exoskeleton Mark IIs. Our 2 little battery Mark IIs are in here as well, just because I built a belt immunity module, which costs it's nothing. It costs dirt basically. Belt immunity module is a couple iron plates, gear wheels, some steel plate, and 5 electronic circuits in 10 seconds construction time. It's nothing. I would feel better if it was actually a 2x2 instead of a 1x1. I don't think, or even like the size of an exoskeleton. I feel like the belt immunity module should be. So I filled in the extra space with solar panels that are never going to be worth anything. We have 7 Energy Shield Mark IIs. We have a Night Vision Mark II, which comes with Power Armor Mark III. So we can see at night. Yay, it gets a little bit darker. It's not as good as having the light sources on, but I mean, we can see everywhere, so that's good. And then I have 6 personal Roboport Mark IIs, which is a vanilla item now. And Mark II Roboports, the big benefit of them is that they can each house 25 robots instead of 10. So instead of being able to house 60 robots out of 6 Mark Is, I am able to house 150 robots out of 6 Mark IIs. So I can run 150 robots now, and you can see the speed that we can run at because, you know, I'm running at it. I would like to tap this and just keep this station and just ferry stuff over here from there and tap this as well, but that's for the future. Right now I'm heading up to this other area because I want to mine out, first of all, this copper patch that we're about to come across, this 5.1 million copper patch, and also this 3.2 million iron patch. I want to fully mine out both of these. I didn't get to the copper yet, but the iron I have started on, and there we go. Just regular drills. I don't have the advanced drills going yet because I haven't gotten around to building a chain to produce them yet. But we have our electric mining drills here, fully tapping this patch. We're mining into active providers. So we are using active providers this time. Then we're using bots to store these in storage warehouses. Storage warehouses can hold 2,000 slots of storage. This one here, for example, has 100,000 iron in it. This one also has 100,000. So I have over 200,000 iron stored in here right now. But even at this rate, this is only 6 warehouses. That's only 600,000 iron out of a 3.2 million space. And even these active provider chests, once they back up, that's still not a crap ton. So I need to start ferrying these materials out of here is what we need to start doing. So I'm setting up a train to do that. I borrowed this train. I stole it from this iron outpost here. it's not, this is not produced, this had 2 trains assigned to it. This station has 2 trains assigned to it. That's not one of them. I stole one of the trains because it's just not producing enough iron right now to supply 2 trains, and I set it up over here, and we're just going to finish this station off real quick. And in order to finish this station, all we need to do is drop down some inserters. So it does get darker at night with this night vision on. Like when I'm not in a lit area, it is dark, and I don't really like that, but yeah, you can go there, and then you can go there, and we'll connect you. I don't know where I want to connect you. Sure, we'll do that. On the bright side, you do get to see the light circles. That is a change. You used to not get to see the light circles around you. So, is this set up properly? Full cargo inventory or 30 seconds fast? Yes, it is. Oh, one other thing, just so that everybody is aware, that train issue we had where the train ran out of fuel over here, I know why it ran out of fuel, and it makes perfect sense to me now. It was our garbage train, which you can see right here, and our garbage train comes back to this station to unload, or it used to come back once. It now comes back twice. So I have a second return to the garbage depot in here, but it wasn't the fact that it wasn't coming back often enough that was the problem. It was that it comes into the garbage depot and it would empty its cargo inventory, and then it would come back out again. Problem is that it often had an empty cargo inventory because it's not actually picking up from these stations very often. Like, it doesn't really pick up a whole lot of crap from these. I'm just trying to get whatever I can out. So it would go back with an empty inventory. It would go into the station, and then it would immediately pull out. So, giggity. So what we've done here is add an and cargo inventory empty condition. So it's going to wait for 30 seconds. Well, I should say an and 30 seconds fast. So empty cargo inventory, and it's going to wait for 30 seconds. So it will never leave before 30 seconds are done, and it also needs to have an empty cargo inventory before it leaves again. So yeah, that situation is all taken care of. These are all good. All we need to do here now to get this up and running is to set some iron ore on this, and we're going to set these to, 500 each. And let's just go ahead and program all of these. I'm pretty sure I don't move too fast that it misses any of those. If it does, we'll know very quickly. Go Logibots! With these Logibots working, once they all start to charge, we're probably going to be in a negative power situation. Like, look at this. We're at max right now, and they're not even charging. Like, these guys are not charging at the moment. So this is why we need... Yeah, there we go. We're overdrawing power with everything charging. This is why we need... And this is all full. Very good. So I'm just going to turn you on then. This is why we need a better power situation. And in order to facilitate that better power situation, we're going to get started right now. We're going to build ourselves a first set of solar arrays, and I'll walk you through that. Also, one last thing, so you're fully aware of what's been happening. I built another Kovarex enrichment centrifuge as well because we were just drowning ourselves in uranium. I'm not in a logistics network. Let me get back down here and I will check that network out again. This station is not fixed. Now that I have a big train moving up and down this line, I think I should fix this station. Let's do that real quick. That we are, yeah, this is the drive side, and then this is the drive side. Oh, right. Because we need this side too. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Then what are we going to need to do for that? You're going to need a signal there, aren't you? No, not there. What am I talking about? You're going to need a signal there. And you're going to need one here. Yeah, there we go. So that will fix this for now. It'll make it so that it's not going to clog up like an absolute wretched thingamabobber. If we do get hit by a train, I'm not going to test this right now, but I'm pretty confident our 7 Mark II shields will protect us. So yeah, that's intriguing. What we're going to do is head back now, and we're going to grab ourselves some solar panels because this isn't going to be in the construction network immediately. So we're going to rely on our 150 bots to take care of this for me. And we're going to build a couple of solar arrays. How many solar panels do we have, you might ask? Well, I have 1,000, like even, of these advanced solar panels, and I actually capped production there because I only have 625 of these accumulators, and I kind of need a bunch of accumulators for this too. So I'm just going to pick all of everything because I'm not going to make enough to fill that in. And we are going to head up this direction, and the blueprint I'm going to use is this one right here. This is a blueprint that I did not develop it myself. The cats are making all kinds of noise. Holy crap. Anyway, this blueprint here, this is not a blueprint that I developed myself. This is a blueprint that a Factorio community member did the primary work to develop, although mine was very similar. Mine was very similar, but the ratios weren't quite as good. So this is almost perfect, almost perfect accumulator to solar panel ratio. And I used to have one that I was using that I built myself in the previous version of Factorio, anything before 0.15. And the reason that this is updated is because in 0.15, substations got a radius update, and it was a significant radius update. Like, it was a big frackin' deal how much extra space around them that substations got. So this takes into account the substation update, and when 15 launched, I made my own blueprint. I sort of modified my old one in order to work with the new substations, and the net result was I was a little heavy on accumulators, and this drops those extra accumulators. So this blueprint, which is, I believe, the community member who did this one is Madzuri, I believe, uses 104 solar panels to 88 accumulators. Mine was 90 something, mid 90s in accumulators, and the solar panels weren't the same either. It used 4 substations as well and a roboport in the middle. But yeah, I am quite pleased with this. Its ratio is almost directly perfect, and it's keyed. Mine wasn't keyed. And what I mean by keyed is see how the accumulators kick out on the sides of it. That is the keying. So how many of these do I have? I have whatever. I'll play some stuff and we'll see once we know what we're going to need. I did calculate the power production on this using green solar panels, the ones that I have. This creates 62 megawatts per stamp. The stock one using standard vanilla stuff creates obviously 10 times less than that, so 6.2 megawatts of solar power. So we are going to start stamping this guy in, and I'm thinking I'm actually going to start putting some radar stations in these as well, because that's going to allow me to do everything that I need to do for all of my other stuff. I think we're just going to start right here. That makes sense to me. And I do need to reconfigure the substations a little bit, because the substations I currently have on this are vanilla substations, and the ones that I actually want are the lit substations. So these panels will power the lit substations. This is not currently connected to my network, but it will create, it's not actually fully powered right now because obviously it's not daytime yet, but it is powering up a little bit more, and it will fully everything. And it stamps right in here, not directly across like that, but it stamps right there with the middle set of these. So I'm thinking we could do like 2, and then we'll do 2 more up. That's going to be 4 in total. Oh crap, the substations. The substations, ladies and gentlemen, the substations. I should really blueprint it with the correct substations. In fact, I need to place a new one to do that because they're already keyed together. Well, I guess I don't have to. I don't have to place a new one because I can always just edit it out of the blueprint afterwards, but then I got to edit a whole bunch of tiles out that I don't want in here, and that's just a pain in the ass. Let's just get all these guys connected. There we go. And then on the other side of the train track, we'll do the exact same stamp for the most part. And I was going to just blueprint this whole thing and then paste it over. But instead, how far over is this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the track, right? So if I start there, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the track. So right there. And if we do want to check that out, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Huh? Seriously? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. Okay, good. That's perfect. Nice. I didn't end up boning that up at all. This is how I always feel when I use like other people's blueprints instead of my own. It's like, ugh, what the fuck am I doing? What fuck am I? So this is going to be the 62 megawatt solar. We're going to clear that real quick, and we are going to pick up this, and then we're going to dump the train tracks, because obviously we don't want the train tracks. And we're going to call this the 62 megawatt solar. And it uses lit substations now, and we're going to stamp in that. I think I'm going to have all of the materials I'm going to need for this. Thank goodness for Squeak Through. I love Squeak Through so much. I'm pretty sure we have all the materials we need. It's going to say we don't until, you know, it actually knows whether we do or not. Apparently I don't have substations. Or not substations, accumulators. Yeah, I've got enough solar panels. I don't have enough accumulators for it. Okay, well, we will get that sorted out. In the meantime, let's run some power line right up through here. Something like this. And we'll just connect onto either side like that, I think. And now the accumulators are connected to this, but they're not connected to my main grid. I need to actually run that in to make that happen. And I could just connect into here for now, or I could connect into a number of different places. For now, I think I'm just going to connect into here, and then we'll get that sorted in the future. So for now, let's just connect you like so, and then you are going to come over here. You don't actually go far enough. There we go. Solar is connected to the main grid. So if we take a look at this power now, everything is running on it. We have 832 solar panels. Currently, they are using all of our power production. The nuclear reactor is going to run whether or not we need its power. So we're going to need to shut that down in the future once we get solar up and running a little bit harder. But what I need right now is like 55 more of these dudes. We do have, because of the roboports, there's some robo coverage up here as well. It doesn't join any logistics networks currently. It's not quite close enough to join these guys, and it's definitely not going to join my main base LogiNet, so it's not actually doing anything out there. But I do need to get those accumulators, like 55 of them or whatever, no problem. That should be relatively simple. Let's keep producing more solar panels, and hey look, 13 more accumulators. Not bad, we're getting there. I did cap these. I didn't mean to cap these. I capped them temporarily. I didn't mean to leave them capped. I capped them because I wanted to... I had stolen a whole bunch of circuits for all of the gear that I was producing, and I wanted to slow down production so that the base would catch up, because I was destroying our throughput. Like, our copper was completely empty, our iron was getting there, our steel is actually emptying out right now. That's amazing. I was destroying our throughput, and I wanted to be able to manage that. Okay, so now the power situation is basically taken care of. That's a huge increase in power generation for us. That's 8 stamps of 62. I mean, we're missing a few accumulators, but we'll get those all stamped in. So that means we can start getting some more bots in the field, and more bots in the field probably means we are going to want to get logistics train stations set up. I don't know if I want to switch to nuclear locomotives right now. I think we're going to stick with 242 conventional trains using a logistics unload system. We're probably going to keep using warehouses. They're probably going to be requester warehouses in order to feed the belts coming into the smelters, though, whereas the actual unload off of these trains is going to be into passive provider chests most likely. Works for me. I think so. That should get us the throughput that we're going to need for at least the time being. We do need to be concerned, let's turn roboports off, that our uranium is starting to run out. We're down to 101,000. I think we were at like 300,000 when we started that patch. So we are going to have to secure more uranium soon. And I do want to tap out all of these ore patches in our nearby neighborhood as well. But one thing at a time, and I think the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to keep these stations running the way they are, and we're going to start converting these ones over into logistics mode. I really should put radar on these guys, shouldn't I? Yeah. Even if it's just on the outer corners. Whatever. Okay, so in order to achieve that, I've got lots of space in my inventory. We are going to cut this coal belt off. And then we are going to cut basically... We're cutting the station out if we do that too. We are going to cut basically everything here off. Except for the stations. Radar, you can go away for the time being as well. I will place you again later. I had that radar there so that I could remote manage this area, but I'm standing in it, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need to remote manage it. And you can go away too. I do automatically dispose of any non-lit electric poles that we have nowadays because it just makes sense. So I'm going to need some inserters, and I think we're going to put the inserters right there and right there. And then I can build a locomotive here, can't I? I can. Okay, perfect. Let's actually build a loco here and get this done. I have the logistics system set to give me a full train all the time. So anytime I'm in the LogiNet, the logistics system is going to give me the materials that I need for a train. Because why not? Right? And like that. That makes perfect sense. And then we're going to have output chests, which are going to go into, I'm guessing I'm going to want passive providers for this. In the future, I might do active providers, and I might have it set so that the handles, like the actual inserters, do not pull if I have more than a certain amount of material in the system. That's going to be when we get our next smelter set up. But for this smelter, I'm thinking we do passive providers, and then we just do a requester warehouse that requests a crap ton of the materials, and then it just feeds out. So it's constantly moving stuff over by bot until this gets fully saturated, basically. I think I should be able to run 4 whole lines or 3 whole lines or whatever of output off of that, no problem. But yeah, this is not going to be the final train setup by any stretch. This is just what we're going to do for the time being. And I'm going to need some stack inserters as well. I order stack inserters, I just need to go into the Logi system in order to get them. It's going to need more than this though, so I'm probably going to pick up all of the stack inserters. Let's pick up 36 from here, and then what's left in the chest? The chest is... not you. 2... what, huh? Holy... what the fuck did I do? What the actual F... okay, I limited that. I limited that. I limited that. Limited that, and that. But I didn't limit the stack inserters. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. I'm okay with that. Sure. Why not? These I'm not going to limit. We're going to just, output whatever the hell we can output off of these. I don't mind. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. And now I'm just going to blueprint. We will clear that set of blueprint and we will grab the inserters and the chests and we'll just stick it down there. Done and done. We don't need anything on the other side for coal whoops, that's not what we wanted. I wanted that. I don't need anything on this other side for coal going in, so we're just going to drop down 4 quick diddles like that, and we'll give them an order of coal each. And then we're going to just copy this whole thing basically and stick it on here, I think. So let's do that. Good. Train station, go there, place, done, and done. Okay, so we got 2 new little logistics-based train stations here, and they're going to use their passive provider chests and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know if I want to merge the 2 LogiNets yet. How many bot ports do I have? Only 6. Let's go grab a few more because I am going to need a lot more logistics ports. We're also going to need to put down some substations, but I have plenty of them. I have 50 because I stock up on them every time I come through. So let's just grab 50 new roboports. God, I love having all this inventory space. Holy crap skis. Do I love it. So, I can do this without merging LogiNets yet, and I think that is the correct way of doing this. I don't think I want to merge networks just this second. So let's take a peek. Oh, I can power both sides. Take a look at that, guys. I can power the both sides. I mean, we could do something like that. They overlap a little bit, but I don't mind. Although, technically, I need to power those inserters as well. So, actually, I need to put more power this way anyway, because I want lights across the whole thing. And these substations are my lights. So, I think we do that. That powers the entire station. And then we could roboport this up a little bit. Oh, there's a middle tile. What do you know? We could fit 3 through there. We can't quite fit a 4th. Well, if I'm going to do that, why don't we do something like that instead? And then we'll put them on the other sides. And then we'll put them over here by these substations. I mean, if there's this many roboports on every train station, that should cut it, right? In between every single one of them, there'll be them here as well, and here, and here, and here, and all that nonsense. I think that should be sufficient. Watch it be nowhere near sufficient. It does mean I'm going to need coal in this, though, so I am going to have to... Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's not be standing on a train track, because I don't know where I'm standing. Okay, so that coal isn't actually in this network. So if I make that a passive provider and I move roboports all the way up, we can get this coal in the network and everything will be fine. For the time being, though, to get this coal working, we're going to have to do something. And I think that something is going to be, we are going to just stick a chest down inside of this power grid. So like right over here, basically. We're just going to stick a passive provider chest right here in front of this train for the moment. And we will stick a red loader on it to load it up. And we're just going to do something like this. And limit it to like 4 stacks of coal, because it doesn't need any more than that. So temporarily, I didn't even need it in the power grid, because it doesn't use an inserter, it uses a loader. Loader's OP. So what it's going to do is load this chest up, and then I could use that to supply these. Good! That works for me. I think that's going to be just fine. And to that end, I think we also maybe want to build the roboports up here. I don't know. I'm going to work this out, and I will be back in the next video, because we're at 34 minutes. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.